squad. Now we see Müller getting his moment in the sun with Luis Gustavo from Brazil. Müller takes the opportunity to lift the Champions League as he walks by. It's a feeling he experienced in 2020 as well. Next up, we'll have Claudio Pizarro, the Peruvian striker, and one of Bayern's ambassadors. Alongside the goal scorer from Wembley, Mario Mandzukic, who opened the scoring on the hour mark against Borussia Dortmund. He's an assistant coach now of Croatia, the national side of Croatia. Here comes Schweini, Bastian Schweinsteiger, and the captain in 2013, Philipp Lahm, who lifted that trophy at Wembley. These are real legends of Bayern. Schweinsteiger has the grey hair, but Lahm really looks in fine fettle. The moderator, Stefan Lehmann's taking the opportunity to speak to Philipp Lahm on the pitch. Lahm said ahead of the game, for everyone at FC Bayern, the treble in 2013 was the perfect proof of how important team play is and what the Mia San Mia feeling can achieve. Together, fans, club, and the team pursued a great goal and achieved it with pure passion and irrepressible will. And all this immediately after losing the finale at home in 2012 against Chelsea, that bitter defeat. We immediately showed we were a totally committed unit and developed a positive energy from this failure. Lahm continued, looking forward to celebrating the 10th anniversary of that treble and enjoying the reunion with the fans in particular. Still two active members, of course, from that squad. Thomas Müller and Manuel Neuer, the goalkeeper. We heard that Thomas Müller is out of the Audi Summer Tour with a hip injury, concentrate on his fitness in Germany. We're waiting for the introduction now of Jupp Heynckes. He's coming up on his own now, up the stairs. He greets the very vocal fans and ball boys and ball girls. Very popular coach. Heynckes celebrating his finest moment in 2013 with the treble with Bayern Munich. Heinkes, of course, left Bayern at the end of that season after completing the treble, and the next coach arrived at FC Bayern, and that was none other than Pep Guardiola. And so Bayern have been blessed with so many wonderful coaches over the years. And Heinkes' assistant, we mentioned earlier, Hermann Gerland, he's been assistant to the who's who of world coaching. Not just Heinkes' assistant, he was assistant to Guardiola, Van Gaal, Hansi Flick, and Carlo Ancelotti. He's been a real servant to Bayern Munich over the years, as has Jupp Heynckes. He's thanking the fans for coming out today, thanking all the Bayern players for their performances over the years. I'm sure he's looking forward to lifting that beautiful trophy into the air on this lovely day in Munich. See there, the sun is shining. Many thousands of excited Bayern fans have turned out today in Munich. We'll get ready for the Bayern squad and coach to lift the trophy once again. Philipp Lahm there in the picture, Bayern's captain in 2013. Stefan Lehmann interviewing members of the Bayern board there. One of them had the right idea in shirt sleeves. Jan Christian Dresen, Bayern CEO, recounting that momentous game at Wembley. It was too close to call on the day against Borussia Dortmund. A really tight affair, only decided at the end by that last gasp goal by Arjen Robben. Unfortunately, the Dutchman is not here today to celebrate. We wish you well. So the whole squad and coaching staff and support staff getting their picture taken with the trophy, with the trophies bagged in 2023. Schweinsteiger and Lahm together, as they were for many, many games for Bayern and Germany, culminating in that wonderful win for Germany at the World Cup in 2014. See many of the Bayern squad there have their red shorts on and socks. That indicates they'll be part of the legend squad that will face their counterparts from Borussia Dortmund to celebrate that 10-year anniversary Yeah, Thomas Müller will stay in Munich during the Audi Summer Tour, which is coming up. Müller has a hip injury, so he won't be traveling to Asia to take part in the Audi Summer Tour. Huge applause here as the fans show their appreciation for the 2013 winning squad. The Bayern president, Herbert Heiner, also congratulates that treble-winning squad. Bayern, of course, are really on a roll in the Bundesliga. They've won the Bundesliga 11 times in a row. And after 2013 Champions League win, they bagged another in 2019 and 20, beating Paris Saint-Germain with a Kingsley Coman goal. We'll see the King later, when the first team squad, the current first team squad, is introduced in the Allianz team presentation. Coming up in a couple of hours' time. Getting ready for more photos. Happy, smiling faces. Many of these players, many of these legends we'll see in action in a few minutes, turning out for the FC Bayern legends. Dante will be there with Rafinha, Daniel van Buiten, Jerome Boateng. Tom Starker will be one of the goalkeepers, that's for sure. Be good to see Mario Mandzukic up front. Claudio Pizarro. With a whole host of popular players from Bayern's most recent past turning out today for the Legends. A Legends team that was formed in 2006 to bind former players more closely to the Bavarian Giants. And they've played matches all over the world, not just in Munich. They've turned out in Brazil, in Manchester against the United Legends. Mario Mandzukic there signing a few shirts. Still many fans there with the number 9 with Mandzukic on the back. And that's a proud moment for Mandzukic. You see from the some shade there. Lucky fans have some shade in Munich today. It's a really wonderful stadium, state of the art. Built for the 2006 World Cup in Germany, to the north of Munich, in Fruttmanning. but easily accessible by public transport, and a really wonderful place to watch football. And these fans have come along today to greet their heroes. And they've been blessed by pleasant weather. As we build up to the Legends game. Many of those that we've just seen, together with the Champions League trophy from 2013, they'll be turning out for the FCB Legends today against Borussia Dortmund. Coached by Hermann Gerland, of course. We'll be looking forward to barking out some instructions from the sidelines. There's Daniel van Buiten, the big Belgian defender. He's another one that doesn't seem to have aged a day. Van Buiten also played for Manchester City in the Premier League. Getting ready for the introduction of the Legends today, which will include Giovanni Elber, one of Bayern's ambassadors, and he's celebrating his 51st birthday today. So many congratulations to the Brazilian striker. Elber won 4 Bundesliga titles with Bayern and the Champions League, of course, in 2001.
Thomas Linke, habt ihr den noch am Schirm? Thomas, 2001 in Mailand die Champions League gewonnen für den FC Bayern. Dann unsere Lunge, was ist der Mann gerannt für den FCB?
See Klaus Augenthaler on the far left there, Auge. He was a Bayern legend in the 80s. Thomas Linke there. Paulo Sergio getting introduced. It's Linke on the far left. Olic and Augenthaler in screen.
Das Phantom nach 10 Sekunden, das schnellste Champions League Tor in der Geschichte geschossen hat erst.
Paulo Sergio far left now, Brazilian. Roy Mackay getting introduced, the Phantom, who's been the coach of the FC Bayern World Squad this season.
Dann der Mann, der heute noch genauso ausschaut wie vor 15 Jahren. Wahnsinn, das ist ein Wahnsinn. Fit wie ein Turnschuh.
Zé Roberto, the Brazilian star coming out. Now, what a fine player he was. Playing midfield or defense, very tricky Brazilian.
Und dann, Freunde, the one and only. Der Mann, der sich gern mal in einen Teppich gewickelt hat nach einem Tor. Der das Tor des Jahres geschossen hat, 99. Unser Liebling, heute noch Botschafter für den FC Bayern, Giovanni Elber!
Here comes Elber, the one and only Bayern's ambassador. Champions League winner 2001.
Und ganz kurz, komm noch ein bisschen näher, ganz kurz, weil es gerade sagen, nicht weiter sagen. Wir haben vorher schon Luis Gustavo zum Geburtstag gratuliert und er auch. Giovanni hat heute Geburtstag, Happy Birthday!
Happy birthday to Giovanni Elba, celebrating his 51st birthday. Congratulations, Giovanni. He'll be looking to crown that celebration with a goal today against the legends.
Sind Sie da? Jawohl. Da sind Sie. Ach hier, Mensch, ja. Da, jetzt kommst du her, Junge. Jerome Boateng, da ist er, der Große. Hey.
Jerome Boateng
Sind Sie da heute? Ein Wahnsinn.
coming out. Won the Champions League twice,
Freunde, wir haben noch eine Viertelstunde vor.
2013, 2020,
Und dann geht's los. 13 Uhr.
alongside 7 Bundesliga titles.
Schau her. Und deswegen euren Applaus bitte für einen wirklichen Herausforderer des FC Bayern. So viele Jahre. Zweifellos eine der besten Mannschaften überhaupt. Und sie haben Ja gesagt und wir sind stolz, dass ihr da seid. Herzlich willkommen, Borussia Dortmund.
Here come Borussia Dortmund, led out by their goalkeeper, Roman Weidenfeller, the captain, of course, for Dortmund at Wembley against Bayern in that defeat.
Der Kollege Norbert Dickel, Christian.
There's nothing he could do about the 2 goals.
Selber eine BVB-Legende.
They have a whole host of stars, many of whom played at Wembley that day, including in defence Marcel Schmelzer and Kevin Grosskreutz, Oliver Kirch, Felipe Santana. They were substitutes back then. Sven Bender played in midfield that day. Started off his career at 1860 Munich, so he'll be back home for this game. There he is on screen, Sven Bender. He had a brother, Lars Bender, also very talented midfielder. There's Bernie the Bear. Pitch looks in wonderful condition. There's Ibrahim Tankor. Starred in the 90s for Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund will be keen to spoil these celebrations for the Bayern legends. There's Augenthaler, World Cup winner Augenthaler in 1990. Talking with Roy Mackay, who's coming off a successful stint as the World Squad coach. Hope you all enjoyed the World Squad games, including 3 games in Argentina. You can catch up with all the action of the World Squad on the forthcoming documentary, which will also be on YouTube, I'm sure, on all available platforms of FC Bayern. So this match between the legends, 2 halves of 30 minutes, with a 10-minute break or so between the 2 halves. Plenty of refreshment needed at the half-time break. Hot temperatures in Munich. See Hans-Jörg Butt there in outfield strip. He was a goalkeeper in his playing career. He was a goalkeeper that used to take penalties. He took penalties and scored 26 in his career. There he is on screen, Hans-Jörg Butt. He's got the outfield gear on today. He'll probably let the likes of Tom Starker play in goal. It's Pizarro, the Peruvian legend, Bayern ambassador. Won 6 Bundesliga titles with Bayern in a few spells at the club. There we see the starting lineup. Starker, indeed, in goal. Defence, Dante, Van Buiten. Mario Mandzukic will play up front alongside Roy Mackay. Zé Roberto's in there. Rafinha, Claudio Pizarro, Boateng also at the back with Thomas Lika. Diego Contento will be on the left-hand side of midfield, you think. Coached by the Tiger, Hermann Gerland. Another Bayern legend. A coaching legend. It's the substitutes. Lucas Reda in goal, Hans-Jörg Butt, Reid Muller, so 3 sub-goalkeepers. Vladimir Rankovic, Andreas Ottel, Klaus Augenthaler, Giovanni Elba, the birthday boy, and Ivica Olic, and the Brazilian Paulo Sergio. So a few options there, attacking options from the bench for the legends. Beautiful day in Munich. Possession will be the key to this game. Don't want to be chasing the ball in these temperatures. It's the Dortmund team. Weidenfeller in goal, of course. Sven Bender, Mladen Pletric, Dede, Kevin Grosskreutz, Oliver Kirk, Julian Schieber, David Odontor, Felipe Santana, Marcel Schmelzer, and Antonio da Silva, coached by former German international Jörg Heinrich. Just the 3 substitutes for Dortmund. Ibrahim Tanko, Moritz Leitner, and Heinrich himself will be a player coach for this game. So Dortmund looking a bit short on numbers there, really, compared to the FC Bayern Legends squad. They look to have a few more options from the bench. Just the shade for the Bayern goalkeeper there, warming up, while the rest of the outfield players exchange passes in the beautiful Bavarian sunshine. There's 65-year-old Klaus Augenthaler. Many trophies with Bayern in the 80s and the start of the 90s, including a World Cup with Germany against Argentina. Looks to be one of the younger legends. Vladimir Rankovic, he's a right back. He's been plying his trade of late in the east of Germany with Rostock and Aue. He was part of the squad in 2013. That momentous season. Andreas Ottel in conversation with the Phantom, Roy Mackay. Ottel was an all-purpose midfielder. Weidenfeller going through his final warm-up. Captain, of course, for Dortmund at Wembley. Dortmund coached by Jurgen Klopp. Wonder if he's watching today. Hello, Jurgen. Really is set fine in Munich. Temperatures in the mid-70s. There's Ivica Olic. Scored some very important goals for the club. Most memorably against Manchester United in this stadium. Kevin Grosskreutz, fan favourite at Dortmund. Interesting to see what these players have still got. Diego Contento, who retired earlier this year. Contento had a career with Bordeaux and Fortuna Düsseldorf and Sandhausen after leaving Bayern. He'd be keen to impress back where it all started for him as a young man. Taking pot shots at Tom Starker, who's in the shade. He's a lucky man. Bayern's keeper today. Here's Pizarro, trying to beat Starker from range. Roy Mackay pushed around the post. See more players warming up in the shade now. Dante, one of them. As the fans continue to take their places in this wonderful stadium in Munich. A reminder, we'll have the Allianz team presentation coming up later on this afternoon. Will be followed after that by the men's training session under Thomas Tuchel. Close off with a ATP challenge right at the end. More on that later. The two teams continue their warm-up in the Allianz Arena. Zé Roberto, the Brazilian midfielder, testing Tom Starker. Claudio Pizarro fancies his chances. To the Dortmund team, continuing their stretching. We do have a little bit younger squad today, Borussia Dortmund, probably hence the 3 substitutes only for Dortmund. The referee's whistle blows in the background, so we're almost ready. Two teams being called together. Freuen wir uns auch, weil ich gerade hier sehe, komm on hier. Hey, auch selber eine Legende im deutschen Schiedsrichterwesen. Er hat sich auch bereit erklärt, hat gesagt, ja, den Spaß mache ich noch mit. Freue mich auch noch auf einen coolen Fußballnachmittag. Knut Kircher ist der Schiedsrichter unserer Legendenbegegnung. The referee today is being introduced, Knut Kircher, who's a legend in the German refereeing scene. So this game is in good hands today. So 2 backup goalkeepers for Bayern, Lukas Reda and Maximilian Riedmüller. They were part of Neuer's backup keepers in 2013. Fans still making their way to the stadium. Looks a real popular destination today in Munich. Wonderful weather, been blessed by the weather gods. It's number 24 for Dortmund, David Odonkor. It was a surprise call-up to Jürgen Klinsmann's squad for Germany 2006.
Ganz kurz nochmal für euch zur Information. Also wir spielen zweimal 30 Minuten. Allerdings wirklich, das wollten die Spieler so, übers große Feld.
Reminder that we'll play 2 halves of 30 minutes, but over the whole pitch.
Natürlich ganz locker. Es gibt natürlich fliegende Wechsel. Das heißt, wenn einer ein bisschen pumpt, dann kann er einfach rausgehen und es kommt sofort ein frischer Spieler rein. Und ich werde auch nicht so wie im richtigen Pflichtspiel dann jedes Mal.
So there'll be flying substitutions today, which will probably help Dortmund because they only have 3 substitutes. So that anyone can go off and come back on at any time. Which will be useful in these temperatures. It's a very interesting stretch by Odonkor. Augenthaler signing more shirts and jerseys. There we have the substitute bench, where every player is on the bench waiting to be called up. Two teams being introduced. First with Dortmund.
Felipe Santana bei den Borussen. Julian Schieber. Dann DD ist da.
Goalkeeper there, of course, Weidenfeller.
Mladen Petric, Antonio da Silva, Oliver Kirch, Moritz Leitner, Ibrahim Tanko, Spielertrainer auch Jörg Heinrich, legendär. Und dann natürlich Coach Teddy de Beer, der Mann im Tor. Und dann natürlich die Kultlegende beim BVB, der liebe Kollege, Stadionsprecher Nobby Dickel, auch als Assistentcoach. Und
there's the Bayern squad getting their final photos done.
Gute Besserung bei dieser Gelegenheit. Patrick Obomoyela, der Coach von BVB Legends. Nochmal schön, dass ihr da seid. Super.
Shirt sponsored by Paulaner, a long time Bayern sponsor.
Und hier schaut euch mal dieses Foto an. Ihr habt da alle gezückt auf der Haupttribünenseite. Alle anderen auch auf der Gegengeraden. Bitte nicht traurig sein. Ihr könnt diese Fotos natürlich euch alle dann auf der Website des FC Bayern nochmal zum Gemüte führen. Und da habt ihr es dann in Profi-Qualität. Und da passt das.
More photos for the Dortmund squad. Far left is Norbert Dickel, who's the stadium announcer as well at Borussia Dortmund. Does a fine job in that stadium. Like the man you might be hearing in the background, Stefan Lehmann, who's been the Bayern stadium announcer for many years.
Ganz kurz, jetzt sage ich euch dann auch gleich, wer sich alles beim FC Bayern ins Trikot geschmissen hat. Aber für eine Zusage, jetzt und hier, freuen wir uns ganz besonders, denn es war nicht klar, ob er es schafft, ob es kann aus gesundheitlichen Gründen. Aber er hat jetzt gesagt, nee, geil, volle Hütte, schönes Wetter, die alten Kollegen und da mache ich wieder meinen Job. Und er spielt tatsächlich und das ist schön. Deswegen, Freunde, nochmal einen Riesenapplaus. Jetzt findet er sich gerade noch die Schuhe. Also, Freunde, er spielt in der Legendenmannschaft des FC Bayern München. Bastian Schweinsteiger!
Well, late news. Bastian Schweinsteiger is going to play today. He fancies this game against Borussia Dortmund. He really fancies this. He's going to play today. Former Bayern midfielder. So that's a late change to the Bayern squad. And the rest of the his teammates are very happy to have number 31 in their ranks today in Munich. Just a shame he couldn't convince Philipp Lahm, Bayern's captain from that day at Wembley, to play. Looks like he could still do a very good job at right back. There's Schweinsteiger, who left Bayern Munich, of course, to play for Manchester United and then for Chicago Fire in the United States. Now works as a pundit for German TV and is married to Anna Ivanovic, that wonderful tennis player from Croatia. So more photos, this time with the Bayern legend Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Dann Stützpfeiler in der Abwehr. Hat, glaube ich, auch in Wembley den langen Ball gespielt, der von Franck Ribéry.
Photos including Müller, Lahm and Badstuber on the far left, with Rafinha next to his fellow Brazilian Paulo Sergio.
Daniel van Beuten ist im Haus mit der 5. Dann die Lunge, Diego Contento. Vorher habt ihr schon gesehen, unser Dante aus Brasilien extra angereist. Rafinha. Luis Gustavo trägt die Nummer 18 bei den
Brazilians today, Luis Gustavo, Dante and Rafinha, especially in Munich today.
Mario Mandzukic. Sturmkollege mit der 14 natürlich. Claudio Pizarro.
So some more photos now coming up, this time with the two teams together. It's Dede Roberto and Giovanni Elba. 3 Brazilians there, alongside another one now, Paulo Sergio.
Dann mit der 25 Thomas Linke, die 16 unser Mr. Zuverlässig im Mittelfeld, Andreas Ottel. Die 10 hat Roy Mackay, die 13 Paulo Sergio und die 22, das wissen auch einige, der Mann war nicht nur ein guter Torwart, sondern er ist auch ein hervorragender Feldspieler. Unsere Nummer 22, Hans-Jörg Butt.
Selfies this time, with the phone being held by Paulo Sergio. We're almost ready to go now.
Are you ready for the best? Are you ready for the legends? 2013er Revival. 10 Jahre Wembley. Der FC Bayern München gegen Borussia Dortmund. Viel Spaß.
So it's Bayern against Dortmund to celebrate the 10th anniversary of that game at Wembley, with Bayern prevailing at the death with a goal by Arjen Robben. Bastian Schweinsteiger has a pennant in his hand. Tom Starker in goal today, at least for the first half for Bayern. Schweinsteiger's given the pennant to Roman Weidenfeller, Dortmund's captain for many years, as they chat to the referee today, Knut Kierke. respected German official. Schweinsteiger asking the rest of his team which end they want to play at. Looks like they're going to stay kicking the same way. So defending the southern terrace. Late handshake between Odonkor and Olic. And we're almost set in Munich for the Legends game between FC Bayern and Borussia Dortmund. 30 minutes each way, with flying substitutions. Don't expect too much pressing of the ball in these temperatures. Dante and Van Buiten at the back, with Jerome Boateng starting the first half. There's Claudio Pizarro. Mario Mandzukic leading the line with Ivica Olic on the left-hand side. Bayern win an early corner, which Zé Roberto will swing in. There's a wand of a left foot. It's up there. It's a good header by Dante, hits the post. Great start by the Bayern legends. Dante, powerful header against the post, and Dortmund break with purpose. Odonkor is up there in support. Schieber left-footed, deflected, and easily through to Tom Starker in the Bayern goal. So seeing the replay, Dante's header off his head, maybe a bit of shoulder as well, clattered against the post with Weidenfeller well beaten. So great chance for the Brazilian defender Dante. Pep Guardiola said of him at one stage, "I wish I had a team of Dantes." That was how much Pep Guardiola regarded the Brazilian. Bayern come forward, left-hand side with Contento. Very comfortable on the left-hand side was Contento. Good left foot. Schweinsteiger across to the right, and Jerome Boateng. Mandzukic. Pizarro. Good closing down there by Luis Gustavo. Can he get a shot off? Does. Powerful shot by Gustavo. Well saved by Weidenfeller in the Dortmund goal. Really strong shot from Luis Gustavo. Weidenfeller had to be at his best to keep that one out. Bayern come again with Pizarro across to the right-hand side. Boateng in support. Van Buiten, right-hand side. Cross is cut out by Bender. And Weidenfeller clears, but only to Contento. Chips it forward. Schweinsteiger tries to beat Kevin Grosskreutz. Still with Bayern. Zé Roberto. Cross to Contento. Left-footed cross to the back post. Headed wide by Mario Mandzukic. We know he's strong in the air, the Croatian forward. It was a good cross in. You've seen the replay of Gustavo's shot, left-footed shot, well saved by Weidenfeller. This was heading into the net. Weidenfeller did well to keep that one out. There's a Donkor taking on Contento. As Dortmund win a corner themselves. Moritz Leitner, former 1860 Munich midfielder, he'll be keen to impress today, back at home in Munich. And Leitner will take the corner, right-footed, headed, and eventually cleared. Is that a free kick? For a foul on Luis Gustavo by Sven Bender. Dante back to the keeper, Tom Starker. Zé Roberto will see plenty of the ball. He looks to be one of the fittest of this legend team alongside Luis Gustavo. Good ball from Gustavo. Makes it way to Schweinsteiger in space on the left-hand side. What can Schweini do? Back to Pizarro. Olic, the Croatian, left-hand side, Contento. Olic with a step over. Back to Gustavo. Contento will look to swing a cross in, but Weidenfeller does well to claim. It's easy for the Dortmund keeper, despite the sunshine. Dortmund will look to break. Mladen Petric tries to find Julian Schieber. Schweinsteiger picks it up. In a normal game, a less than friendly game, the challengers would be flying in there, and yeah, very wise not to go in too heavy today. Bayern build from the back with Zé Roberto coming over halfway. He's held up, fouled by Moritz Leitner. A few boos and whistles in the crowd. Dante just over halfway to Luis Gustavo. Cross to Schweinsteiger, who swapped flanks over to the right. Olic also swapping flanks. Schweinsteiger forward, looking for Mario Mandzukic, but Weidenfeller quickly anticipated. 0-0 between the legends of Bayern and Dortmund. 7 minutes played at the Allianz Arena. Petric comes forward for Dortmund, looking for a Donkor, but Contento picks it up easy. Back to the goalkeeper, Tom Starker. Dante still playing in France for Nice at the age of 39. Pizarro, the Peruvian, 6 times a Bundesliga winner with FC Bayern in numerous spells at the club. Boateng finds Zé Roberto, still in there for Bayern. Gustavo, but Dortmund will break now with Donkor and Leitner looking for a run. Boateng was well positioned to snuff out that danger. Boateng finds Dante, and Mandzukic bursts from over halfway, finds Zé Roberto with some trickery. Back to his fellow Brazilian Luis Gustavo. Here's Mandzukic. Zé Roberto into the edge of the box. Can Bayern get a shot off? But that's well anticipated by Dortmund. Bender has it. Petric Nice 1-2 with Ardonko. Ardonko has some space to take on Dante, and that's a free kick to Dortmund as Dante obstructs Ardonko. That's a free kick to Dortmund as we approach 9 minutes in the Allianz Arena. This looks like Sven Bender will take this. Looking to go deep to the back post, headed in by Petric, but well wide of Tom Starker's goal. 0-0 it remains at the Allianz Arena. This is Mark Lovell taking you through events today at this wonderful stadium. A reminder that we have the Allianz team presentations coming up, not just the men, the women, of course. The championship winning women's side, they'll be introduced after this game. And we'll also see the men in action in training, the men's first team, much later. 10 minutes played at the Allianz Arena. It's Bayern facing Borussia Dortmund legends. 0-0. Here comes Pizarro. Contento. Schweinsteiger. Pizarro scores! 1-0. What a lovely exchange of passes. Schweinsteiger, Contento. And that was too easy for Claudio Pizarro, one of Bayern's ambassadors now, of course. And he made that look easy. 1-0 to Bayern legends in the 11th minute. As the dances start, Boateng, Dante and Schweinsteiger. Goal scorer Claudio Pizarro. Lovely long ball to the left-hand side from Dante. Schweinsteiger. There was Pizarro. Easy passes from Schweinsteiger with the assist. And Pizarro made no mistake. Past Weidenfeller to give Bayern legends the lead. 1-0 to the Bayern legends. And the dances start with Boateng, Schweinsteiger and Dante. Much like in 2013, that treble-winning series. So work to do for Dortmund to get back into this game. Can they do what they did in 2013, get the equaliser? That day it came from Ilkay Gundogan at Wembley from the penalty spot to make it 1-1 after Mario Mandzukic goal on the hour mark. Schweinsteiger again involved, looking for Gustavo. That's intercepted by Leitner. And Ardonko's coming forward across the left-hand side, offside. Julian Schieber adjudged offside. Mladen Petric in screen. He works for Sky as a pundit at the moment. Boateng across to his central defensive partner from Wembley and today at the Allianz Arena, Dante, who helped set up that first goal with that brilliant pass to the left-hand side, which found Diego Contento. Schweinsteiger dropping deep. As Bayern look to build. Dante, beautiful pass again to Boateng. Boateng lifts it forward, looking for Mandzukic tries to hurry Weidenfeller, but Weidenfeller picks it up. Dortmund will come forward with Leitner. Across to Kevin Greutzkreutz, World Cup winner in 2014. Is that a foul on Ardonkor by Contento? They came together, but it looked to be accidental. Ardonkor complained to the official, but looked to be an accident from Diego Contento. And the referee says play on. Bayern will build again as the hand claps start in the stadium. Schweinsteiger deep inside his own half, across to Dante. Luis Gustavo. Schweinsteiger finds Pizarro. He's beaten off it this time. Good play by Mario Mandzukic, who breaks up play. Schweinsteiger feeds Mandzukic with a lovely lob, and Bayern look to have had some space, but it's a throw in to Dortmund, midway inside their own half. Didi, Dortmund legend, left foot, looking for a Donkor over on the right hand side, but Contento's back there to defend. Mandzukic wisely doesn't challenge there like he might have in his active playing career. Very robust striker was Mandzukic. Dortmund have Dede on the ball. He's got a really good left foot. Good header by the big Belgian. Tries to find Mandzukic. Dortmund have that under control. Leitner. Kevin Greutzkreutz is held up, and Bayern will look to break themselves. Gustavo across to Schweinsteiger. Boateng exchanges passes with Zé Roberto, who comes forward now, over halfway, across to Luis Gustavo. Olic in support, back to Schweinsteiger. Long breaking ball over to the right hand side, looking for the height of Mandzukic. Olic burst clear, right hand side. Olic in support. Squad today. Player down, Bayern. Could be Bastian Schweinsteiger. He's down, holding his. He needs to go off. It is Schweinsteiger. He ran into. Oh, he's had enough today, I think. Schweinsteiger. He was a late addition to this legend squad. He now goes off. That's it. Just wide of Tom Starker's goal by Julian Schieber. That's better from Dortmund. Schieber was a substitute at Wembley for Dortmund. And it's just wide of Tom Starker's goal. Starker, of course, won 6 Bundesliga titles as a backup goalkeeper for Manuel Neuer. Free kick to Bayern after a foul on Contento by David Odonkor. Bayern taken long by Dante. Olic appeals for handball, but Olic comes forward, left-hand side. Pizarro with a hopeful ball, easily anticipated by Dortmund. Pizarro almost won it back. See the bench with Linker, Mackay, son of one of the players, Hans-Jörg Butt. 2 backup goalkeepers. Schweinsteiger enjoying a joke, Paulo Sergio, Giovanni Elba, the birthday boy, Auge, Augenthaler, Andreas Otto. And then members of the coaching staff. Dortmund come forward, but Dante will be hard to get past today for Dortmund. It's been a real tower of strength alongside Jerome Boateng and Daniel van Buiten. Looking for Mladen Petric. Gustavo wins it. Good play by the Brazilian midfielder. And Sukic is deep. Back to Dante. Tom Starker. It's closed down by Odonkor. He goes wide. Jerome Boateng picks it up to Pizarro. Approaching halfway across to Gustavo. Left-hand side now with Contento. Get a delivery in. It's a good cross by Contento. Pizarro. Olic on his stronger left foot. It's easily covered by Roman Weidenfeller. 1-0 it remains into the 25th minute at the Allianz Arena. Bayern leading with a Claudio Pizarro goal. Reminder, this is a celebration of the 10-year anniversary of the Bayern's win at Wembley in the 2013 Champions League. Taking on Dortmund legends today at the Allianz Arena. Dortmund coming forward, right-hand side with Odonkor. Looking for a decent delivery. Good cross to the back post. Petric tried to get on the end of it, but he was just denied. And Bayern will look to break from deep inside their own half. Boateng, lovely pass. Going forward. Vladimir Arankovic, substitute. Olic. Olic to Roberto. It just finds its way through to a grateful Weidenfeller. Roberto was almost in there for Bayern. Olic. Lovely pass to Roberto. He couldn't quite get that under control, and Weidenfeller easily accepted. Dante, good anticipation. Left-footed shot, though, by Petric. Straight at Starker, who made that look easy. Good, solid goalkeeper, Tom Starker. A reliable backup to Bayern and Germany's #1, Manuel Neuer, who's on his way back from injury. All the way back to Starker. As Bayern eat up the clock just before half-time in this one. Reminder, we'll play 30 minutes each way. Dante. Cross to Contento, exchanging passes there. As Jerome Boateng finds Olic. Luis Gustavo. Cross to the right-hand side. Back to Daniel Van Buiten. Pizarro, the goal scorer. Cross to the right-hand side, and Rankovic. Rankovic, his cross doesn't beat the Dortmund defender. Santana. Dortmund have the ball deep inside their own half. Just a couple of minutes or so left in this first half at the Allianz Arena. Bayern leading with Claudio Pizarro's composed finish after lovely build-up play from Dante, Contento, Schweinsteiger with the assist in the end. .90 seconds or so left in this first half. Grosskreutz has it. Leitner only through to Van Buiten, and Dante should clear for Bayern. Trickery from the Brazilian, finds his fellow countryman Gustavo, and Claudio Pizarro picks it up, approaching halfway. Mandzukic. Roberto, Gustavo. Still time for one more chance for FC Bayern legends. Gustavo. Pizarro. Roberto. Ilic, left-hand side. Cuts inside. Contento. It's cleared eventually by Weidenfeller, but only to Dante. Cross to Daniel Van Buiten, approaching halfway. Space for the substitute, Rankovic. Dante. Jerome Boateng. Roberto. Space for Luis Gustavo. Cross to Contento. Cuts back. Just 10 seconds left in this first half. Roberto's held up, and Dortmund will clear. Come forward. Shiba. Maybe a late chance for Dortmund first half here. Odonkor has space to take on Contento. Looking for a cross. Contento goes deep. Still in there. And it's fired over by Sven Bender. Well, that was decent delivery. It fell nicely to Sven Bender just before the break. And that's half-time at the Allianz Arena. Knut Kircher blown for half-time. We'll see a replay of this chance for Sven Bender just over the bar. Bayern lead at half-time through Claudio Pizarro in the 11th minute.
schau mal, dass ich den Bastian Schweinsteiger ans Mikrofon bekomme.
Players go in for refreshment.
DJ Teddy O in the stadium. Teddy, please, it's your turn right now.
A well-earned break for the players at the Allianz Arena. Really hot temperatures in Munich today. Sven Bender. Should have equalized there for Dortmund just before the break. Reminder, we've got the Allianz team presentations coming up later this afternoon. Not just the men, the women, of course, champions in their own right. Look forward to that. Also, we have the men's team training under Thomas Tuchel, and a whole host of events and interviews during the course of the day at the Allianz Arena. Bernie the Bear signing some autographs. Must be quite difficult with his paws. A chance for all the young fans to get their heroes' signatures and autographs today on their shirts, to meet and greet their heroes at the Allianz Arena. See some of the Bayern legends warming up for the second half, keeping loose, ready to go in the second half of this Legends game. See Roy Mackay, the Phantom, getting interviewed on the touchline. He was a successful coach for the FC Bayern World squad, of course, which recently finished for this season. Also, really impressive campaign. It started off with a defeat against Estudiantes, but then won their next 5 matches. 2, of course, in Argentina against River Plate and Argentinos Juniors, before coming back to Germany, winning their next 3 against Kassel, Hamburg, and most recently last week's 1-0 win against Bayern's own under-19 side. You can watch all that in a exclusive documentary series on all the regular FC Bayern channels. You see Tiger Hermann Gerland talking to Bastian Schweinsteiger there on the bench. Boateng signing some autographs. He's had a good first half as Jerome Boateng. Just the one goal separates the two sides in Munich. Claudio Pizarro, his composed finish on 11 minutes. That's the difference. Expect some changes for the Legends teams in the second half with all the high temperatures in mind. Contento getting a very useful massage there from one of the support staff. He's had a busy first half, Diego Contento. Auga, 7 times a Bundesliga champion and a World Cup winner for Germany in 1990. A real stalwart for FC Bayern in the 80s. Looks like he's going to get a few minutes of action at the age of 65, so well done to him. Two Brazilians talking on the bench, Zé Roberto and Giovanni Elber. Elber, of course, celebrating his 51st birthday today. Congratulations to Bayern's ambassador, Giovanni Elber. Flag there from the Oberpfalz. They've come a long way to Munich today. Naburg. Not far from Kaiserslautern in Germany. As Dante signs grateful fans shirts. Brazilian defender really had an impressive first half. As Dortmund got very little change from Dante. Reminder, if you're just joining us, we're in the half-time break of the Legends game. And the score stands FC Bayern Legends 1, Borussia Dortmund 1. Let's try that again. Bayern lead 1-0 against Borussia Dortmund. Claudio Pizarro with the goal on 11 minutes. Getting ready for the second half in Munich. Expect a few changes at the break, so we'll let you know those changes when we have them. Roy Mackay there, signing some shirts. Dortmund will have less changes because they only have 3 substitutes, so they will have to really conserve their energy in the hot temperatures of Munich this afternoon.
So Freunde, es geht gleich wieder los mit der zweiten Halbzeit unseres 10 Jahre Wembley.
Paulo Sergio is going to come on.
Gerade eben habt ihr gesehen, Bernie ist auch da. Hier unsere Sportskanone für alle Kinder. Kids Club lässt grüßen. Jawohl, Bernie, willkommen. Ich warte dann nachher auch noch auf unsere anderen Maskottchen. Ali habe ich auch schon gesehen. Und auch Mia und Ben. Schön. Freunde, ganz kurz noch, schau mal, lasst ihr es schmecken. Jawohl, für Speis und Trank ist
2001 Champions League winner.
Nochmal vielen Dank, ihr Lieben.
Andreas Ottel is coming on, all-purpose midfielder.
Zu dieser Allianz-Team-Presentation des FC Bayern mit Legendenmatch. Eine Bitte habe ich
Through to
von
the
unserem Ordnungsdienst. Bitte, wenn
new
ihr
goalkeeper.
irgendwelche Taschen habt oder Rucksäcke oder sowas, dann, wie heißt es immer am Flughafen, bitte nicht unbeaufsichtigt lassen.
Tom Starker has gone off
Die Dinger nicht irgendwo ab, sonst machen wir uns da Sorgen.
for Bayern at the break.
Also das Gepäck bitte und das Gepäck immer bei sich lassen. Dankeschön. Jetzt schaue ich gerade mal ganz kurz. Komm, weiß ich es mal an dieses. Bastian, ganz kurz. Bastian, ganz schnell. Vorher, das war dann ganz kurz, 2 Minuten, Bastian, bitteschön. Bastian Schweinsteiger, wir haben ihn schon
Used to be a few issues with the ball. Might have come out with a flat ball
Bastian, ganz kurz noch, was sind das für Gefühle,
for the second half.
zurückzukommen an diesen Ort deiner großen Triumphe, auch schlimme Momente, die du hier erlebt hast, aber ich glaube, es überwiegt die Liebe der Fans zu dir und alles.
Schweinsteiger is being interviewed by Stefan Lehmann down below. We'll try and get the best of it as the game continues. Schweinsteiger says it's a special moment for him to play in front of the fans once again, to wear the shirt of Bayern. It's great that we could come together to celebrate that wonderful victory at Wembley. See friends like Klaus Augenthaler once again.
Wir bedanken uns nochmal, dass du die Zeit gefunden hast, heute hierher zu kommen. Einer von uns, vorne aus der Familie, und es wird immer bleiben. Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Thanks to Schweinsteiger for coming along today, for taking the time as Bayern come forward with Mandzukic.
So, Freunde, jetzt wieder volle Konzentration auf unsere
Mandzukic is miskicked by Pizarro. Pizza man could do better there. Otto. Boateng in support. Left-footed ball, a little bit strong for Otto. Does well to keep it in. Gustavo. Gustavo goes back to the sub-keeper. Lucas Rede coming on at the break. Paulo Sergio appeals for offside, but Mandzukic keeps going. Cross to Olic. It's cut out by Santana. Good defending by Dortmund there. Grosskreutz finds a Leitner. Leitner over to Odonkor. David Odonkor, full of pace over on the right-hand side. Takes on Dante. Across to Mladen Petric. Otto is back there to snuff out the danger, and Luis Gustavo approaches halfway for the Bayern legends. Back to Andy Ottel. Thomas Linker will slot in at the back, replacing big Daniel van Buiten. Dante staying on. And so is Jerome Boateng. And those two were very impressive in the first half for the Bayern legends. Thomas Linker exchanges passes. The sub-goalkeeper clears long, but only to Odonkor. Odonkor can only find Jerome Boateng. Boateng to Pizarro. Has Mandzukic in support. Over to the left-hand side, and Contento get a left-footed cross, looking for Pizarro. The Peruvian will pick it up over on the right-hand side. Back to Ottel, Gustavo, Olic. Olic looking for a left-footed shot. He's held up, and Dortmund will look to break with Ibrahim Tanko. Kevin Grosskreutz. Back to Santana. Mladen Petric. Tanko's held up by Mandzukic. Santana. It's better from Dortmund, better passing, finding their men better. Goes a bit deeper this time, but that's too deep. Goalkeeper, easy pick up for him. Gustavo looking for Olic. Weidenfeller finds Tanko now approaching halfway. Moritz Leitner. Over on the right hand side is Kevin Grosskreutz. Inside to Leitner. Odonkor. Grosskreutz. Bender. Just about finds its way to Marcel Schmelzer. Captain of Dortmund for many years, Schmelzer. At left back. Patient build-up play by Borussia Dortmund. The Bayern fans get involved in the game with the hand clap, which in the first half led to a massive Mexican wave. Dortmund continue to build patiently, finding them yellow shirts, making Bayern do all the running. Tanko now comes forward. That's easy for Ottel to break up. And Dante has it now. Back to his keeper. Lucas Reda coming on for Starker at the break. Paulo Sergio. Cross to Contento. Gustavo, middle of the park. Cross to Jerome Boateng. Pizarro. Looking for options, finds Gustavo, left-hand side. Sloppy from both sides. Ball ends up with Dante, and Bayern will build again. Gustavo, Olic, Contento. Gustavo in support. Powerful run by Gustavo, but big Roman Weidenfeller anticipates the danger quickly off his line. Really strong bursting run from the Brazilian, Luis Gustavo. Paulo Sergio picks it up. Finds Mandzukic. Full of running, the big Croatian striker. As is Dante at the back for Bayern, alongside Jerome Boateng. Here's Mandzukic, goes across the halfway line. Bayern exchanging their own passes now, seeing a little bit more of the ball before Dortmund break it up. Left-hand side with Marcel Schmelzer. Inside to Santana. Moritz Leitner. Across to the far side. And Kevin Grosskreutz looking for a decent delivery. Good header, it's the post. Sven Bender. Good connection from the Dortmund midfielder. Clattered against the post. Strong header from Bender. Good delivery from Kevin Grosskreutz. And Bayern breathe a sigh of relief. The goalkeeper was beaten there. Bender, was unfortunate. Dortmund come again. It's another cross. Petric couldn't get on the end of it for Dortmund. Bayern have it with Ottel. Ottel. This ball is easily intercepted, and Dortmund will come again. Looking for an equaliser. De Silva finds Bender. Sheba. Leitner. His ball is anticipated well by Pizarro. But Dortmund break it up as well themselves. Tanko is in there. It's good play by Mandzukic. More purpose this half from Dortmund. They're the team that's behind in this one. So they're chasing an equaliser as Olic comes over halfway. Gustavo in support, finds Boateng. Boateng, Dante, across to Ottel. Pizarro, the goal scorer for the Legends. We see Roy Mackay, the Phantom, getting prepared down below. Roy Mackay going to come on as a substitute, but not before an offside, as Pizarro, the goal scorer, was a judge. Offside. It's Olic, the man replaced by Roy Mackay. Had 4 fantastic years in Munich, Roy Mackay, 2003 to 2007. Wonderful striker for Bayern and the Netherlands, of course. Dortmund. Leitner has some space to take on Andy Ottel. Wins a corner for Dortmund. Leitner will take this as the bodies come up from the back to support. Decent delivery, wasn't dealt with by Ottel. Dortmund will have another corner. Taken deeper this time. Good punch away by the keeper. Still in there. Hopeful punt. And the goalkeeper goes long. Looking for a Mandzukic.
Und da ist jetzt am Ball für die Legendenfreunde.
Roy Mackay.
Er spielt noch mit. Jawohl. Roy Mackay.
Finds Boateng.
Roy, 10 Sekunden sind schon rum. Du bist es langsam Gas geben.
Dortmund come forward. Bender, Da Silva.
Nochmal zur Erinnerung und zur Information. Es ist noch eine gute Viertelstunde zu spielen. Zweimal 30 Minuten haben wir gesagt, muss reichen.
15 minutes or so left in this game. We have two halves of 30 minutes apiece.
Ein schönes Spiel zwischen diesen großen Fußballern.
Bayern have the lead with Claudio Pizarro.
Borussia Dortmund und vom FC Bayern. 10 Jahre Wembley.
A reminder, this game is to celebrate 10th anniversary of Bayern's historic Champions League win at Wembley against Borussia Dortmund. Mandzukic over on the left-hand side. Tries to find Gustavo. That's easily broken up by Dortmund, who come clear. Leitner has it on halfway. Leitner tries to find Dede. It's good goalkeeping. Quickly off his line, tight offside as Dede came forward with purpose. It was Adonkor in the end. David Adonkor. The sub-keeper, Lucas Reda, quickly off his line to deny David Adonkor. Pizarro, across to Paulo Sergio. Exchanging passes. Boateng playing more in midfield. Boateng this second half. Thomas Linker has dropped into the defensive line. Left-hand side now with Adonkor for Dortmund. Leitner with space. Leitner cross to Tanko. Right-hand side. Grosskreutz with the cross again. Headed for a corner by Thomas Linker, the 2001 Champions League winner for Bayern. Did that well with composure, did Linker. Corner taken quickly for Dortmund. Adonkor has it. One of those crosses dinked in, looking for a header, but Bayern had bodies back. Dortmund come again. Da Silva, chipped in. Left-footed, comfortable for the sub-keeper, Lucas Reda. He was a backup keeper behind Manuel Neuer in 2013. Made that save look easy. Bayern come forward with Boateng. Looking for Mandzukic, but Dortmund have the answers at the moment. They're coming forward with promise through Odonkor takes on Ottel. Odonkor. That's a foul by Mandzukic. Referee says play on. Da Silva. Odonkor is a little bit winded. Wanted the free kick. Mandzukic shakes his hand. Dortmund carry on. Da Silva pumps it forward straight at the referee's backside. The referee was right in the way of that shot and says, unfortunately, that would now be a drop ball. Where Bayern, that was a shot by Da Silva straight into the rear end of the referee Knut Kierke, and Dortmund will build from the left-hand side. And Odonkor, Bender with the header back into play, but Bayern will break. Pizarro finds the phantom, Roy Mackay. Roy Mackay challenged by Santana. Santana just about had that under control. Roy Mackay threatened to run clear. Didn't quite have the pace of yesteryear, did the phantom Dortmund. With about 10 minutes to play in Munich at the Allianz Arena. They need a goal to equalise. David Odonkor, well closed by Claudio Pizarro. But it's Odonkor, another foul this time by Mandzukic. He's giving Odonkor the eye there. And it's a free kick to Borussia Dortmund. And the fouled man, Odonkor, leaves it to Moritz Leitner. And the sub-keeper, Lucas Reda, will have to be alert for this delivery. Taken right-footed by Leitner into the mix, looking for a header. Goes to the back post, across to Petric, straight. Oh, good save by Lucas Reda. Got a strong hand on that as it looked to have spun clear, but he really did well. It was a strong hand from the second half goalkeeper for the legends of FC Bayern to deny Mladen Petric an equaliser for Dortmund. We're heading into the last 9 or 10 minutes of this one in Munich. Bayern still have the lead, given to by Claudio Pizarro on 11 minutes. That man Pizarro has the ball, gives it to Paulo Sergio. Sergio finds Mackay, or Mandzukic, sorry. Gustavo goes left-footed, great shot! What a goal from Luis Gustavo on 52 minutes. They gave him space and Gustavo gobbled that up. That's a brilliant goal for the FC Bayern legends as Gustavo's son runs onto the pitch to celebrate with him and the rest of this FC Bayern legend team. And everyone's having a party now, including Thomas Müller and Rafinha from the bench, Tiger Herland. Let's see the goal again. It's Gustavo. He had space and he burst it with his left foot, leaving Roman Weidenfeller no chance. A really powerful left-footed shot. Doubles the lead for FC Bayern legend. That's 2-0 now, and this game looks to be going in the legends of FC Bayern's favour. Gustavo celebrates that special moment with his son and the rest of the 2013 winning squad. Another photo opportunity there for Gustavo. What a quality strike that was. He looked to have fooled everybody by that he was going to cross, but he took a shot and Weidenfeller had no chance. Hermann Gerland, still very intense personality. He really wants to win this game. Dortmund have some serious work to do to get back into this game now with just 7 or 8 minutes left in Munich.
Und ich sehe, dass
We've
Cheftrainer
seen
Hermann
two
Gerland
quality goals
jetzt dann seine Wunderwaffe bringen wird.
from Bayern legends today. First of all by
Will
Pizarro,
unbedingt
and that
diesen
one from Luis Gustavo just moments ago. Left-footed strike, leaving
Es sind noch
Weidenfeller no chance.
eingeleitet.
2-0. FC Bayern legends lead to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the 2013 Champions League winning campaign. That looks to have broken Dortmund in this game. 2-goal lead with just 6 or 7 minutes left. Reminder, we're playing 30 minutes each way in this one. Still time for another goal. Grosskreutz breaks up play. Tanko storms forward. Looking for Shiba. But, Dante is back to cover like he has all afternoon.
So, Freunde, und dann ist da der Wechsel. Danke an Diego Contento. Und jetzt schnalzen die beiden.
And here comes Klaus Augenthaler for the last 5 or 6 minutes. He'll take over as captain.
Mit der Nummer 5, Ladies and Gentlemen, der Libero. Hat übrigens sein erstes Bundesligaspiel in der Saison 77/78 gegen Borussia Dortmund gespielt. Und hat
Augenthaler, 7 times a Bundesliga winner. Here come Dortmund though, adjudged offside.
ist unsere Nummer 5, Bayern-Legende Klaus Augenthaler.
Odonkor can't believe it, but it's offside as the Munich crowd shows its appreciation for Klaus Augenthaler, World Cup winner in 1990. A real stalwart of the club. Made his debut, in fact, against Borussia Dortmund in 77-78. 65 years old and still going strong. Good effort to you, Klaus Augenthaler. Just 4 or 5 minutes left in Munich Allianz Arena as we run down the clock. Dortmund have it all to do. They trail 2-0. It's Thomas Linker. Finds Andy Ottel. Hans-Jörg Butt playing outfield. Roy Mackay adjudged offside. Can Dortmund get a consolation? Petric finds Odonkor. Another offside. Dante and Boateng. And Thomas Linker now really keeping things under control at the back for FC Bayern legends. Much to the disappointment of David Odonkor, who's been adjudged offside a few times now. Bayern will run down the clock now. Can Dortmund get a consolation? This is Leitner, supported by Dede. Leitner still has it. Finds Shiba. Left-hand side now is Odonkor. Odonkor cuts inside, right-footed cross. Headed clear by Thomas Linker at the... As Grosskreutz keeps it in, another cross, but still in there. Deflected over by Thomas Linker as Petric tried to get on the end of it, and Linker was in the right